Happy New Year! Welcome to 2026 and my first YouTube video of the year. So today was finishing up some slides for the ASA Advance, and I'm going to give just a tiny little sneak preview of the sessions. I'm doing one session with moderator Doris Branker, which I hope you know is Doris the Coder, and another with Dr. Upadhyay. I'm so excited. We first worked together in Las Vegas, oh my gosh, a few years back, but I always enjoy working with her because she, she's the one in the OR, so she does the clinical side of it so well to just explain. And I have a picture in my head always of her trying to demonstrate how they hold the ultrasound equipment, document, try to do the needle and all of that. It's always fascinating for me. So looking forward to it. As I said, I'm going to give you a sneak preview, and then I'm going to show you how to find information. I've done it before, but I will do it again and again and again, just in constant support of anesthesia meetings, because we have to have people attend. People send their staff to these meetings. It's incredible how much you can miss if you don't stay on top of it. And I'll just tell you, because I worked in the offices and I know how hard it is to let your staff go for a few days, especially when you're small offices. So what I did in my office was we would go, usually me as the administrator, and then I took someone to every meeting that I went to, and that was the divide and conquer rule usually. But it was just so much easier. We could still leave the office running. Not everyone liked to travel. Some had smaller kids, and some just didn't want to go. But the ones who did, we would kind of switch off, and that was always fun too. All right, so the first one that I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of show you the agenda, because Dr. Pam and I are going to bounce back and forth talking about things that we see and ways that you miss money, and there are numerous ways to do it. So let's see if I can figure out this one just by flipping around here for just a minute. Don't need the disclosure here. So the agenda, in a nutshell, is the number one risk for anesthesia groups is anesthesia time. And that's compliance purposes, and that's billing purposes as well, because you can lose a lot of money in time if you don't have an understanding of how you're supposed to do things. You can also put yourself at risk by not understanding the definitions and then the documentation expectations that go with that. So we'll talk about all of that. The number two is the post-op pain coding, because it's prevalent. A lot of procedures now use it. The surgeons are not trained to do it as well as the anesthesia clinical staff, and there's just documentation requirements that may cause you to send money back if you don't have the proper documentation. So we talk about that, and then we share some of our top error knowledge from clinical coding, and I talk about diagnosis coding nightmares I've seen. So it's a fantastic session, as usual with Dr. Pam. I am so excited to see her and so excited to do this with her. All right, and then I'm doing one, let me pop to the other one here, on key revenue cycle management metrics and how to benchmark your practice. And there are some difficulties with this, but not so many that we can't figure them out or overcome them. So the ones that I'm going to be talking about for this are usually the accounts receivable or revenue cycle type. And then I'll share some statistics with you from my personal experience with, I've been doing this quite a long time. So I've got experience on both sides of this, where we can talk about the revenue cycle metrics and what's out there and what's not out there, what your expectations should be. And then for revenue cycle metrics, and then some accuracy metrics that are out there as well. So always open for that. Now, I have usually bonus slides that I'll do, but here are the things that I'm going to be covering. And I don't give you the whole shebang because we really want you to come to support the meetings. Now, if you cannot come, I'm pretty sure that the ASA does have some metric, I believe they record some of these so that you can still purchase them if you can't come. The benefits to being in person at a meeting are the ability to interact with other people, not just the speakers, but some of the other attendees as well, to ask questions, to pull someone aside. There are things that you don't discuss, like conversion factors and things like that, unless they're public knowledge. There are plenty of them that are, but you can talk about things like what you're seeing, what kind of denials you're getting and things like that. So to me, it's always just a wonderful opportunity to do these types of meetings in person. If you can't attend the one in January, there is another one coming up in April. I will do when I work on those slides, I'll do another kind of bonus like this one to see, at least what my sessions are, and then hook you up with the agenda for the remaining sessions. Because if you've ever sat in on one of my group meetings, or we've talked about this before, everybody has knowledge to share. And I really don't think that, people think about being knowledgeable when you are. So encouraging people to think about maybe doing something like this. If you've been doing this for a long time and you have information to share, I think that, you should put your hat in the ring too for maybe speaking at some of these meetings. The next one's in April. These are all set. Agendas are set for January, agenda set for April. Decision Health, which is now, I want to say, under HC Pro. They have one typically, it's in November, and it will be probably another web one, so it's not in person, but those are good for people who can't travel. And they're typically cost savings associated because you don't have to pay for the hotel and airfare or driving or whatever, however you're getting there. Now, to me, if you're in Las Vegas already, you're an anesthesia group there, you have, opportunities of this being in your backyard, or if you just want to visit Vegas, come on. It's a great meeting. All right, so I'll show you how to get there. I've already got it up on my website. I haven't updated this, but I need to. So there are two tabs. One, speaking engagements. If I'm speaking there, I will put it on this tab. If I know about it and I'm not speaking, it goes on seminars education. So I put some tips on there for you to watch for early bird discounts. Make sure you check the agendas, locations. Sometimes it is so nice to just bring someone, have someone take a day or two off and go with you, even if they're not anesthesia folks. Sometimes it's just nice to have someone to share this with, and they can in Vegas be down having fun while you're at the meeting, and then you can join them after the meeting. So many benefits to that. All right, so I said there are more. There was one more in March in Austin, Texas. The last time I checked, that hadn't been updated. I'm not going to flip over to it now, but you're welcome to here. If that doesn't work, you just pick it up, copy it, paste it, and put it in there. And then if you ever find a link or something that isn't working on my website, let me know, and I will fix it. I do try to keep up with that. So as I said, I will be doing this one probably later when I get the opportunity to get those slides together and then give you a preview of them as well. But for now, we're looking at the ASA Advance one. I don't need to sign in. I'll skip that for now because you don't have to be a member to come to these. You save money by being a member and coming to these. And if you're in an anesthesia group where everyone pays for the anesthesiologist membership on a group basis, you are pretty likely to be able to be a member of the AAE for free. There's some information on that, and if you can't find it, let me know and I'll hook you up with it. But here is the registration. I'm not going to do the survey. I'm in the middle of something. But it's at the Paris Hotel, January 23 through 25. And look at them. 4.7 out of 5 stars from the 2025 attendees. And I want to let you guys know, last year, you know, the ASA has only been offering this side of it with the revenue cycle and the coding for the past maybe 2 to 3 years. And I'm trying to keep them doing this because we've lost so many of our anesthesia meetings, that I walked around last year with a piece of paper and had everybody, you know, sign up to say, yes, we're interested in this kind of thing. So I know it's of value, and I know that if you've not yet signed up and you do sign up, you will benefit from this tremendously. My doctor, one of my anesthesiologists, I'll give a shout out to Dr. Kupke, he's retired now, but he took me with him to one in Orlando back in, I think it was like 95 maybe, because I ended up going to my first AAA meeting in 1996, and I have just never looked back from education. I've not missed 1 year since then of anesthesia meetings. So, okay, that's it. Hope to see you there. I am happy that we are all going to have the opportunity to see each other soon, so looking forward to it. And just to remind you, this is how I like to end. Be kind to one another, generous with your knowledge, and I will see you in Vegas, hopefully.